ShredMentor Challenge of the Day number 195.
One sequence to rule them all.
Here's how it goes, then we'll break it down. Okay, so today we're in F sharp harmonic minor, and I'm basically using one sequence in a whole bunch of different forms, and I'm adapting it to different types of interval relationships. So at first, we're going to kind of look at the default form, and I'm using a hexachord to sort of fulfill the length of the phrase. Everything is 4/4 today, and we're actually just in eighth notes. Okay, so the very first phrase that we're playing is, I am using a 7-string today, so you will need one of them to play it exactly the way I did, but you could also have started it somewhere else. Like, you just have to slide up to the 9th fret on an 8th note. But the very first phrase I'm playing starts from F sharp on the 7th string on the 7th fret. Okay, this is the sequence of thirds. Okay, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6. Okay, and I only deal with 6 notes per phrase because ultimately that's going to give me 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and that's kind of a priority because I want this to fit into time. Anyway, the very first thing I do, you'll start to see that take form in the next phrase, all right? So we already have that up 2 notes, down 1, up 2 notes, down 1, up 2 notes, down 1, up 2 notes, okay? That's basically what we're going to do. We're going to go down one more note, okay? But now I'm actually going to start doing an arpeggio this way, all right? So I'm basically using kind of a C sharp major, all right, to get this. Okay, so from there, I'm going to play the root and the 5th. Then I'm going to come back to the 3rd, and then I'm going to flatten out to hit the root in the next octave, because I need to roll back to the 5th, hit the 3rd, come back to the root. Now I'm going to hit the 5th again. Alright, so altogether that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beats once again. Okay? And again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes. So anytime you take 6 notes, and apply this up 2 notes, down 1 pattern to it, you're going to get an 8-beat phrase. Okay, this is very important because all you need to do is locate 6 notes, apply this pattern to it, and now you have a piece of usable vocabulary in 4/4. All right, so pay attention. This is good stuff you can use anywhere. Right, so that leaves us there. Right. I'm going to go up 1 note. Now I'm going to do another version of the sequence of thirds, this time descending from the 3rd of the scale. 3, 1, 2, raised 7, 1, 6, 7, 5. All right, this is a little bit of fun. It's really just back to the same idea as what we did first, but now we're descending and we're starting from the 3rd instead of the root. All right, but the fingering here is a little bit interesting here because you basically have everything's like 1 fret apart. Up a fret. All right, so that's just one phrase right there. There's basically 4 thirds right there in a row. Now we're going to go 1 note down. So each time I finish a phrase, I'm going 1 note over. This is a lot about composition today, by the way, if that wasn't already extremely obvious. All right, so here I'm going 1 note lower. This is where I'm going to start applying it to diminished sevenths. All right, and this is actually kind of a fun one and very easy to do. It's just 2 fingers, and you're just going to go root and do its flat 5. Slide up 3 frets. Slide up 3 frets. Slide up 3 frets. Very easy, right? Now, here's the thing. We're going to go sliding real quick down to the 9th fret of the 2nd string. Now, those last 2 notes we played are actually going to be the next 2 notes again. But now we're going to basically do kind of what we did at the very beginning with 3 notes per string, but we're going to do triads on 2 different strings. So we have a diminished triad here. And here we're dealing with a major. We're coming back here. Let me go into a little more detail about what that last thing is, okay? So what I'm basically doing is, if you remember the very first thing we did here, which was basically 2 notes on 1 string, and then a diagonal line from one to the other, from here to here, right? Kind of picture a diagonal line connecting these notes, every 2 notes. And then we have a straight line here on the straight, right on the same string. So straight line, diagonal, diagonal, straight, okay? Just visually speaking, all right? So we have notes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I'm connecting them by that pattern. What I'm basically doing here is I'm applying that same exact movement pattern to triads. So it's just a wider stretch, really. So picture that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm still doing 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6, and I just happen to know my root notes right there, so I'm just finishing it. That's kind of the slowing down at the end there, but that's basically it, okay? So it's one sequence the entire time. I'm just getting loads and loads of mileage out of it. All right, so let's break it down one more time all the way through. All right, you give it a try, and I'll see you again tomorrow.